What's going on, guys? Welcome back to The Commodity. I'm Fez, and today we're taking a look at Ready for China? RAF joins U.S. and Australia for largest allied air exercise ever. Ooh, this is going to be really good. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Shoot, I haven't been shouting out anybody lately. I feel so bad. Let me go ahead and do that right now. Where is my... There we are. Discord. So the last few videos that I've done, let's see here. Let's go through them real quick and shout you all out now because I feel terrible. Okay, so I know I did. Where you at? So Yvette Ngao, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. She suggested Monday's first video, and then we have Lithal that suggested a video, and then we have Matey Potato that suggested a video, and coming on down, shoot, Lithal again suggested that video, and then S ... again. I don't know what's causing the ... I could probably Google. Actually, Matey Potato was the one that suggested me this video. I haven't done the other one. Or is it the same video? Let me see here. Is that the same one? Nope, I think it's actually different. Let's see here. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. All right. Yeah, I think this was it. So it was a different video. But guys, okay, here. Right here we have GeoGuessr map suggestions. Up here we have video suggestions. So link to my Discord is down in the description. Join the, let's see how many people, the 1,205 people that are already here. Join them. We need to get more conversation going in the commodity chat. It's very kind of dead. So, yeah. But guys, let's go ahead and jump into this. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and let's go.
Of Las Vegas. But as the bright lights and bling of Las Vegas. But as revelers risk their dollars on the edge of town, warfighters are taking to the skies.
Oh, so sick.
By night and by day, American, Australian and British crews set out on sorties in the biggest air combat training exercise anywhere in the world. This is Red Flag.
My job is to train the coalition air forces to the most advanced adversary that we possibly can.
It's probably the most demanding and challenging exercise from an aircrew perspective.
Dude, that's kind of cool. Again, I'll admit it. I'm kind of anti-crown, but I think that's still a really cool patch.
Effective.
Very, very stressful, and that's the whole point.
This huge exercise happens every year, but 2023 has been different. So we're going to find out why.
That there is Las Vegas. You can see how close we are to the city itself. And over this way, the vast expanse of the Nevada desert. And today's missions are just beginning.
Red Flag began almost half a century ago when the US military realized from Vietnam that if pilots survived their first 10 missions, the chances were they'd survive the war. Red Flag was born to simulate those first 10 perilous sorties.
Red Flag, the most realistic combat training exercise ever developed.
Today, the exercise is bigger than ever. There's now 3 a year. This is Red Flag 1, and it's huge.
So this is the British flight line. We've got all our Typhoons nicely lined up. Next to us are the Australians. They've brought their 4 Growlers with them. And beyond them are the US. Now there's around 100 jets here, and this stretches for over a mile.
That's so cool.
Although the goal remains the same, after years of looking eastward.
What kind of jet is that? That's really cool. I don't know anything about jets, so I'm just going to be like, oh, what is that? Oh, what is that? Like, I know what the Lightning II is. I know the 3 different variants because I really got into it when I saw it on what movie was it? I think it was the second Avengers, I'm pretty sure.
Now, attention turns
Or was it
to a
no, it
new
was the
threat.
first Avengers.
The red flag scenarios during Red Flag 23-1 are 100% focused on the pacing challenge in China. We present the blue participants with both offensive and defensive counter problem sets every training period that they're participating in.
The big challenge now is what the Americans call the tyranny of distance, the miles a task force would need to cover just to reach the fight. They could also be operating over water, not land, and potentially fighting a well-equipped enemy. To tackle the tyranny of
definitely
distance,
not Russia.
they've almost tripled the airspace they're training in. It now
Wagner's
stretches
got
from
that taken care
Utah
of.
across Nevada into California and for the first time over the Pacific Ocean. All the nations involved
Oh, that's
bring their
cool.
own expertise to the party, and this problem of distance means what the British bring is key.
We were out here yesterday, before yesterday at 7 in the morning fixing a pod.
The Voyager is the RAF's air-to-air refuelling tanker. It's basically a civilian airliner with a few handy military adaptations. It has 2 underwing pods for refueling fast jets with an additional centre hose for larger aircraft.
That's so
It can
crazy.
refuel 2 jets at a time, delivering half a ton of fuel a minute, with each jet taking around 5 minutes to refuel.
You can barely drive a
complements
car
the
and
US
do its
tanker,
fueling in the
the
air.
KC-135, which uses a
So
single
crazy.
rigid boom and is better for refueling bombers and larger aircraft.
Hose is about 99 feet long, and you'll just see the basket tucked up in there, and it'll come out behind the aircraft and just sit in the airflow here, and then the receivers come up with their probes, and then their job is to prod their probes into the basket at about 400 miles an hour.
Seems sexual.
The Voyager is effectively a force multiplier, enabling aircraft to stay airborne for longer. She's therefore critical to this
What is
year's
that on
red
the
flag.
roof? That is, or the
So although
top.
this, to all intents and purposes, looks exactly like a
Guess it's a
civilian
roof.
airliner, we are essentially an international airborne fuel station. We hang out on the edge of the training area, ready, waiting to refuel the British Typhoons, the US Marine Corps F-35Bs, and the Royal Australian Air Force, and the US Navy's Growlers. Okay, Sophie, what are we expecting?
Okay, so we're going to expect a couple of Typhoons in the next 20 minutes. And then the second wave, we've got some F-35s coming.
Busy.
It is very busy. I mean, these guys are just so busy. So I just try not to talk to them.
They need to concentrate.
Yes, they do.
It's not long before the first customers arrive. Up front, the mission systems operator controls the refueling. Today, the Voyager has 50 tons of fuel to deliver.
I don't think I've ever seen a jet that looks like that with the, I guess, intakes for the turbine or whatever. Right here, I don't know what this is. I'm making up words here, or verbiage for this specific thing. What kind of jet is this? It looks amazing. And who's flying it? I can't see any like distinction of what country it is from. Curious.
To 18 aircraft in around 90 minutes. Meanwhile, the job of the pilots is to fly straight and level.
Very still, very steady, very predictable. We don't want
these
them
all
to
Aussie
be disorientated
planes?
while they're around the aircraft. We want to provide a nice steady platform for them to come and get their fuel. As you can imagine, it's like a big flexible hose. It bounces around if there's any bumps or turbulence. So it's hard enough as it is, so anything we can do to make it easy for them, we will. The jets come and formate on the left-hand wing. That's kind of like the holding area. And then 2 at a time, they'll come one behind each hose. They'll then connect when they get the green light to say they can take their fuel. When they're finished, they'll disconnect and then they move off to the right-hand wing, which is kind of
That is
the holding
so
area
cool.
before they leave. And then they'll climb up above us and head back to their fight.
The Voyager is a very critical enabling asset, what we call a high-value asset. So what we tend to do is make sure that the Voyager is protected. We don't want the Voyager near the enemy forces, and we always want to have blue forces, fighters, in between the Voyager and the enemy. So we would have fighters protecting the Voyager, we'd have fighters up front fighting the enemy, and we'd also probably have fighters on the Voyager refueling as well.
Whilst we brought our Typhoons and tanker, the Australians came with their Growlers. The EA-18G Growler is an electronic attack aircraft designed to scramble enemy communications.
It's a pretty important exercise for Australia. For us, it really includes incorporating...
Dude, that is so
packages of
cool.
It's a pretty important exercise for Australia.
Look at that. That is cool. I dig it. Oh, there's the flag. Okay. So they keep it really, really low key. I feel like Americans make it so bright. I think their actual color, they show the actual colors of the flag on the American planes.
For us, it really includes incorporating into packages of up to 60 or 70 aircraft to achieve various mission sets. Our task or our mission set is really to enhance survivability and lethality of the joint and coalition force, and we do that by denying or degrading or deceiving enemy communications or RAF equipment to make sure that the Typhoons, for example, can achieve their mission set.
It's not just the scenario putting the visitors to the test, the cold winter desert also has its challenges.
Well, it's used to being in such a warm climate, and now it's like freezing, and we're just like, oh, what is it going to do now?
That seems like a really big jacket for the military. I'm pretty sure, because my ex-wife was in the Army, and I'm pretty sure she didn't have anything that big for cold weather, because you need to be able to maneuver very, very well. So maybe it's for the Air Force is able to have stuff that's a little bit more comfortable. I'm not sure. She was Army, so.
But we always figure it out. It's great. They may look simple, but they're really not. There is so much design that's gone into them and so much information that you've got to learn about it to be able to fix it or troubleshoot it.
As the Allies evolve, so too does the enemy. To keep coalition forces on their toes, Nellis Air Base has a unit of resident.
What is that? That looks sick. It's like you got it wrapped. That is so dope. Yeah, I can't even see any type of distinction of what country it's from. Of course, if I knew what the heck this was, I would be able to tell you, but I don't.
Baddies. Their job is to provide
Russia?
red air. In other words, to get amongst the blue friendly forces and do all they can to disrupt them. Last year, they became even more lethal when they were joined by a new squadron of F-35s, headed up by Commander Norto. This is their first international red flag.
It's a challenge to a certain degree. I think the baseline you start as your best fighter pilot that you can be is the absolute baseline, whether from the enemy or from the good side. But then now you have to put yourself in the mindset of the enemy, that you're hitting the missile launch, the simulated missile launch button against your friends there, and you can't be afraid to do that, because any hesitation in doing that means that your friend is not getting the best training that they could possibly get.
So that's how they tell who's the bad guy, is by that patch on the back of the helmet, because they're using like Americans and probably Australians. That is interesting.
Another day, another mission.
They need to be snug so that when you're pulling G in the aircraft...
So was that supposed to be representing both Russia and China? I'm kind of curious.
These pants inflate and squeeze the blood back up to your torso and into your brain, so you don't lose consciousness under high G. They need to be tightly fitted. After a few weeks in America, is a challenge to get on in a hurry.
Do you have to psych yourself up for going out for a sortie?
You certainly need to put yourself in the right frame of mind. Also, they have rock music in here, which helps as well. Get into the mood.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah, out here you get a kind of a big match mindset. So with so many people watching as well, you don't want to let each other down, and you want to give the best performance you can. So absolutely, I definitely still get nervous.
Bit of rivalry with the Americans and the Australians as well, at all?
No, not at all. We just want to get the bad guys.
That's what I was curious about. I was wondering if there's any type of rivalry, but at the same time, I feel like pretty much all of the Commonwealth, the UK, and America. Did I say that right? The Commonwealth of UK, including the UK and the United States, are basically, with different laws and different rules and within our nations, we're basically family. Like, I feel like if something were to happen in the U.S. and we were under attack by anybody, I feel like New Zealand, Australia, I'm sure there's a bunch more that I don't know about, Canada, the UK, would be instantly moving into American areas to help protect and vice versa. I know that for a fact. I know we would love to. I mean, I feel like we're people of war. We're basically like and I'm not trying to say like we're Spartans, we're so cool, you know, we got abs. No, I mean that like I feel like our country takes pride in our war, our abilities in war. Yeah, we've lost some, and we've won some, and we've been part of some. We've helped, but it's just crazy how much conflict in such a short period of time that we've been in, and a lot of it isn't even over us. We step in and play Mr. Policeman, which I know a lot of people hate that, but when it helps, and then nobody's complaining about it. So I complain about it too. I think we spend way too much money, close to $800 billion, which is, I think they say more than the next 8 countries combined, which is a lot of money.
Provide cover as the B-52 strategic bombers depart first, then the tankers, then the fast jets follow. There seems little doubt
that
amongst
I know
the
is American. That's like the I'm gonna make up some numbers here. The F-35 maybe, or the F-16. I'm guessing the F-35 or the F-22. Is that? I think that's a plane, or the I give up. Those are the 3 things I think sound like planes. I could be way wrong though. Or jets.
or so deployed that red flag is working.
You said you'd only died once. Is that?
Yes. So do we have to talk about that?
In fact, I know that I've watched a video about that jet. I know that jet has never lost a battle. But then when the F-22 Lightning came out, it was wiping the floor with them. So that's how they knew that the F-22, obviously it's the next generation in jet. And I watched a whole video about it. I think I would know something, but I didn't retain much. But I was more just in awe of the looks more than anything, and the capabilities.
It was my first mission. I was taken aback by the aggressiveness of our adversary. I haven't died since, so
good job.
I like to think.
I was the last guy to get gas for my flight, and I look over to my left, and I see 4 Typhoons over to my left. It was just, a surreal moment. I couldn't believe that whatever choices in my life brought me to that moment. It was beautiful to see. I feel exactly where I want to be.
So is that that's not an F-35.
It just feels right being
Those
here.
are F-35s.
As red flag draws to a close, coalition forces prepare for the long journey home, and Nevada looks to future red flags.
Okay, I've seen this. My guess, I'm keeping it as a guess, is it's a type of radar, maybe for like certain major areas when you're wanting more detail. Let me know down in the comments what it actually is. I'm just guessing here. It looks interesting. I don't know if it looks cool, but it looks interesting.
Which may be conducted entirely at sea. Hannah King, Forces News, Nellis Air Base, Nevada.
Maybe it blocks radar. I don't know.
If you enjoyed this.
But yeah, guys, let me know about a lot of this stuff. I don't know much. If you have any suggested videos, I do love, I hate to admit it, I do love like war stories and war history, weapons of war, machines of war, all that kind of stuff. I think there's a fascination to it. I do own a trench shotgun from World War I. That was my great-grandfather's. It's super cool. I love it. It's never going to be shot again. And I just think it's dope, because when I went to the World War I museum in St. Louis, I saw it there and I was like, I have that gun. And it was used in World War I by my great-grandfather. It felt really cool having something of history like that. So yeah. So link to my Discord is going to be down in the description. Please put something down there. I would love to watch more of these videos. But with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button, bell notification, like button. Again, Fez Games, link down in the description. And until next time, bye.